Going out a bit early this morning because it's so bloody hot. Put the YSS shock on this and I've set it up. Now I'm going to give it a review this morning. Christ, it's just gone 7 o'clock in the morning and it's 27 degrees already. Right, well, we'll get going, and I'll turn the camera on when I get to some bit rough bumpy roads. Okay, I'm on a back road here to the runs alongside the river, but this is horrendous. Might look like tarmac. Okay, how the shock's working. Well, on this tarmac just looks like it's been laid across a plough field. Look. Yeah, shock works nice and supple and soft, soaking the bumps up lovely. There's no jarring at all, very plush. Like, if it was a bit harder, if it was jarring me a bit, I'd just click the preload up one on the bottom of the shock, but no, it's beautiful. It is very good actually. Is it as good as an Olin's? I think at this moment I would say I couldn't tell the difference. It's working very nice, but I suppose it's all down to, in the end, how many miles, kilometres the shock operates at. What we'll do, we'll see after a little bit, as the shock heats up, whether it still works the same. Because you often find as the oil heats up in the shock absorber, how the shock absorber operates, they usually soften up too much, and then end up getting off, clicking the preload up one, and think, oh, that's better. Then next time you're out on the bike, when the oil's cold, it's quite stiff and hard, but we'll see. But now for sort of like €400 against €1,100, I suppose you've got to give this a bit of leeway, but at this very moment in time, very happy. Right, as you can see, the roads here is bumpy, rough, very rough. Now, it wasn't that long ago, I think this was my final straw. I come down here going to a place called Offroad before I changed the shock absorber, and I got to where I was, and it absolutely beat me up, and I thought, that's it, enough's enough for the old shock. Now, there's something seriously wrong here, which there was, and invested in one of these. That's some view, isn't it, eh? Beautiful. This road's like this all the way, so when we get to Offroad, I can actually turn off and do a bit of off-roading along the river shore. I think there's a rough track there, just what the Himalayan's made for, so we'll try it down there, see what we get. Yeah, it's really working well, this is. Very pleased. It's got soaks the bumps up, but it's not too soft. It's using its travel on the suspension, which is what I need on this. It's not a sports bike, you don't need it stiff. And as far as my back's concerned, it's very comfortable. Yeah. Well, it's all good for now. So we'll wait till we get to a little bit of an off-road and we'll try it down there and see what it does. Well, I've done 37 kilometres now, and that's given the shock absorber enough time on this rough roads to heat up and see if there's any downside in the performance. Well, at the moment, no, it's operating great. Yeah, this isn't your sort of normal road, it's nearly stand-up riding because of the whoops in the tarmac. Potholes everywhere. Yeah. Quite impressed, to be honest. I certainly wouldn't have been riding down here like this last time I come here, and the shock was no good. Woo! Amazing. The weather the last few days has been 38, 40 degrees. Absolutely scorching. And I've just run through water running across the road. Never mind. Have to clean him when we get home. Yeah, she's handling these bumps okay. Can't complain at all. Yeah, as far as travelling on rough roads, can't knock it at all. Great. Just a bit of normal riding, back roads, country, mountain tracks. This is the sort of roads I'm usually riding on. Patchwork quilt tarmac. So sort of an everyday riding this is. To be honest, it's a world of difference to what it was before. Super comfy. At sort of 80, 90 kilometres, 50, 55 miles an hour. You don't need super suspension, but like the stock suspension, you cope with that fine. But even at these speeds, I can tell the difference. Definitely worth setting the suspension up correctly on the sag and everything. Now, very, very slightly now, it's showing up, but the front's not quite as good as the back. But it's good enough for this. It doesn't really have the power to go off-roading as you would do a 450 KTM enduro bike or something like that. You know, it's not what this is about. It's a travelling bike. So the front suspension's fine, not for me anyway. The rear now is spot on. And now, when I say it's not off-road bike, I mean as in serious enduro or trying to attempt motocross. It's just too heavy. But for exploring up the tracks, off on the trails, that's what this is for. This is what people buy it for, I think. Perfect. Yeah. And it's absolutely excellent when stood up on the pegs. The balance of the bike seems pretty good. I suppose in a way, trying to judge this shock absorber for what the Himalayan does is normal riding is what it wants to be reviewed on, really. Because that's what most of us will be doing, normal riding. I think the only way, a lot of people will say the normal shot's good enough, I've got no problem with it. If the only way you can tell is if you know somebody who's got one fitted, like me. If you come to me and says, oh, any chance I could just have a bit of a go on your bike to see what your shock's like compared to mine? Yeah, no problem. Off you go. That's the only way you'll tell the improvement over the stock shock. And I think if you did, you would, I think this is the way for us. Alright, we'll turn it on when I get to some off-road. Right, see what we can do here. Well, that looks like it's knackered me riding down the river bank. The Danube is very, very high. Looks like all the track and road's gone. Not to worry. Let's try the opposite side. This is rough anyway. Yeah, it soaks the bumps up lovely. Yeah, very happy with it. Stop for a coffee, I think, somewhere. Let's try a bit. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, like I said, the Danube's very high. Looks like it's flooded over here. I want a boat, not a Himalayan. Shit, how am I going to turn round? Oh, that's a bit steep, this is. Well, I would say I'm very happy with the shock absorber. I think it's going to handle most things you can chuck at it with a Himalayan. I say Himalayan's now 450 kTm or nothing, but I think for your average man it's going to be great. Very comfortable, soaks all the bad bumps up in the road. The road we've just come down runs parallel to the river, and it's ancient and never been looked after. There's tarmac and down to sub-base in most places. Bits of track. I was going to go right down the river. There's a track that runs parallel to the river, but as you can see, the Danube is flooded, and it's took the road out, so we're not going to do that. But no, very happy with it. We'll see in the future how it continues, but I can't see too much of a problem. It has got a good guarantee with it. So yeah, I'm happy. I think it was well worth the money. It's putting it on a budget basis as far as shock absorbers go. But like I said, when I was coming down the rough road, I couldn't really say an Holdings would be any better. So really, it's just down to longevity with the shock absorber, I suppose. But no, I'm happy. So I hope this was useful for you. If it was, please click like, big thumbs up, subscribe as well please, helps the channel. Any comments, leave them down below, you know we always answer them, and I will see you in the next video then. Cheers.